All right, I'm going to try this again since last time I didn't get any audio. Hopefully it captures it this time. And we'll do another stream of consciousness, if you will. Just me working through some coding examples, trying to capture the process I use, the steps I go through, and hopefully you guys can learn from it, and hopefully it's beneficial. Um, so to start out, I first negotiated with the owner of TurboTime some of the issues that they had and wanted to document them and go and fix them, and then maybe add in some new requirements. I was just going to start from the top and go through the bottom, and hopefully I can resolve them. First one, he noticed that if you go into cone killer mode with 1 RPM, that you stall instantly. So that's kind of a trouble. We want to make sure that doesn't happen. So let's check that out. See if we can reproduce that problem. See if we can get the monitor up. All right. And we'll start it out. All right. To hit cone killer mode, you just have to hit these cones. And they all have to be lit. So we're going to get to 1. So if I hit one more, it should light, and then we should see if it's stalled. So we're going to look at the player variables and look for stalled. And then we're going to hit that one. So it started the mode, we're at 1. Is that the name of the variable? I have to look it up. Car stalled. It's the name of the variable. No longer in the mode, but we should see that the car is stalled. And it's not showing up in the player variables. So I did not initialize these. So I was not able to reproduce this issue. Let's try that again. If we hit this, if we hit 1, you should get stalled right away. That should be a stall. So car is stalled right then. And that's because we were at 1 and we hit a cone. So I was not able to reproduce this issue. Try a different way. And it could have been that he started with it being stalled because he hit it that one last time, which I would say is expected behavior. So we want to toggle it. So one more shot, it will stall. We don't want to do it quite yet. We want to stall on this one and make sure it's not stalled. Not stalled right now. No. Player variables. we go. Stalled. Oh, we are stalled right now. Is that expected? Might have hit it too many times. Let's try again. All right. I don't think it matters if you qualify for drivers or not. Now that should not be stalled because I was at 1. It's already stalled. That's really weird. Huh. I'll have to look into that. Why is it stalling? It looks like it's stalling when it goes from 2 to 1. And I don't think that's the expected behavior. Try that one more time. Oh no, you know what? It's from the previous time. This is a weird thing where it will actually save the value. See how it's at 1? Yeah. Since I don't initialize it, it's going to keep it from our last time we got stalled. So you'd have to close out, and then it'll actually show the true value inside a monitor. Monitor is weird that way. Show variables, car underscore stalled, not true. See? That's just a weird thing. So, shouldn't have hit that button, but doesn't matter. All right, so we are at 2. Now we're at 1, and if I hit 1 more, it should stall, and it'll start cone killer mode. No, we stalled. So I think it's expected behavior. My guess is he was at 1 RPM when he hit that one, and it just kind of disconcerting. Like, why did I go and get stalled? And I think we also don't really show with the lights. That's something we're going to add in later. So I think this is expected behavior. I'm going to report back to him, and we'll have a chat with that one. I may modify this. All right. Next issue, where is pigeon mode? Pigeon mode doesn't expel balls when over RPM. So when you hit the max RPM, when you're at 9 and you gain RPM, you're supposed to start pigeon multi-ball. And I did not implement that one. So we got to implement that now. Yeah, I don't have any multi-balls here. And we don't have a pigeon mode, so that's something that I'll have to implement unless it's inside of config. I'm not sure if it is. It is a multi-ball mode. This has all the cylinders, so this is the pigeon one. Yeah, pigeon multi-ball. And ball count 8, start events, pigeon lock full. I guess we have another start event that will add into it. Over revved or over RPMs. All right, I had to go help someone real quick, so I had to come back. Now I got to reset. I was trying to make sure that the pigeon multi-ball is starting on RPM max. So you can just do that to launch it right now, but really we want another start event in here called over RPMs. And then we will look in base and look in when we add RPM on all these shots. This is where we guard it to make sure if it's less than 8. So it might be a problem because we only add it if it's less than or equal to 8. So we could do another one. So it could be a 1K or 2K. And really, we're just kind of copying this one. If it's greater than 8. So if it's 9, really. And we're not going to add any RPMs to it. We're not going to update the RPM lights. We're going to start multi-ball, which the command was over RPMs. And then we're going to do that again for the 2K. That's the called shot version. And that's all we're going to do. So if you add 1K RPM or 2K RPMs, when you're at 9, you will now start the multi-ball. So we can test that out real quick. Watch ball, qualifier, wonderful shots, steering wheel's active. Look at that, we get 2K for every shot now. Okay, so we're at max. Oh. And we can start locking balls in here. All right, and then we're supposed to, if we hit it again, go over. Should have seen that event launch. Look at that, over RPMs, it's been firing. Did it a multi-ball start? It's probably like trying to release all these balls. Events, devices, multi-ball, engine, balls added live, 7. Boom, baby. All right. That should be that requirement complete. All right, which one are we on now? Rally mode seems to bug out when you qualify the shots during modes. The light stays blue, but you never get the light for rally. Qualify for rally during a mode, okay. So we have something like a drift mode. You can see our modes running. Qualify the drive. And now we could have like a track mode going too, right? Just select a mode, hit the buck. I'm gonna start Talladega. And we started it, the ball comes out, we're in. And then rally mode is when you choose a direction. Gotta hit the whole orbit for that to happen. Hit that one. Don't want to finish the race yet, but we want to do something like make that called shot. All right. And then we want to make this called shot, which requires a two-step. And now that one's been made. Looks like we only have this one left. Not wrong one. This one. That's the cone. Oh no, it's just a pigeon shot. And what else? U-turn. All right, we just hit that. And we hit all of ours during the mode. All the lights seem to work right, so I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him about that one. Let's read it again. Drift is weird. No. Rally mode seems to bug out when you qualify the shots during modes. The light stays blue, but you never get the light for rally. I just showed that it had the light going on, and you actually earned the mode. So I'll have to talk to him about that one. All right. Drift is weird. I can turn it on, the music comes on, but when I make 3 turns, it just ends? Huh. So drift mode is not supposed to end right away. Did it hang up? All right, it hung up on me. I'm not sure why, but we're looking at drift is weird. I can turn it on, the music comes on, but when I make 3 turns, it just ends. So if we look at drift mode, mode starts after 3 consecutive alternate ramps. So you got to hit the 3 ramps to qualify for it, and then highlight next ramp arrow in red. You got to hit that ramp. So it's just going back and forth. You're going to have max PSI, and then you're going to have 10 seconds. So you have 10 seconds to hit the qualifying mode each ramp if you make a called shot, and you add 3 more seconds. So if it's called shot, you can add significantly more time, and then tire squilling if you hit a shot. So if you just qualify, you get the credit for the mode. So it's just 3 to qualify, and then any number of shots within the number of seconds. So really, it's just the counter. So you might be complaining about the counter not being long enough for the mode. And if we look at the timer, it's only 10 seconds, which is not a lot. Probably want to up that to 20 or 30 seconds would be my recommendation. All right, start. Qualify to drive. And then we hit the shots. 2, 3. Now we have the mode started. Hit either one. Now we're going to hit the opposite. Hit the opposite. Hit the opposite. If we have our, you can still, the mode is still going. It stopped right there. Kind of fast. Let's go look at the timer again. Devices, player. And the device timer is called what in Godot? Drift timeout timer. I think I can see that as a device actually. Timer, drift timeout timer, running, start. Okay, let's try that again. And you can just requalify for it by just doing 3 in a row again. So hit 1, 2, 3. Timer's going, ticks, 6 seconds, 5, not adding timers, not adding because you have to hit the shot as a called shot. That was the design of the mode. So if we hit it, boom, we're adding seconds. There is no max. Yeah, so it's a 10-second mode unless you hit all the called shots. We need to update the design on that if we want to change it. All right. Timer must make called shot to add 3 seconds. So we'll see if he wants to update it. The stalling effect happens outside of the cone killer mode as well. Yeah, no, we talked about that. That was as designed. And then when you hit an unlit cone in cone killer mode, it ends the mode. Really. So cone killer mode. Rules up here say qualify by lighting all of them. You can go into unlit or lit state. They must all be lit. So you got to hit it again if you hit it twice. A hurry up cone will flash. That awards extra points. If you hit the hurry up, you score 10K, then 2 cones, and then you get 3, and then you get 4. And then once you get 4, it's locked in. Each non-hurry up cone will remove 1 RPM. So you lose RPMs if you hit the cone that's not being called for. And if you stall out, then you end the mode. So you might have been at 1 RPM. When you hit unlit cone, it ends the mode. Mode ends when stalled. Could have stalled. Let's go test it out real quick though. So we start it up. We qualify. I don't even know if you have to qualify. Plenty of RPMs. Hit these. So if I hit 1, it should subtract an RPM. I'm only at 3 RPM right now. Now I'm at 2. Oh, look. You lose your hurry up shot. That's a mistake. Okay, let's go fix that. So we have an event player that looks for unlit hits. And we only want to do this if there's, sub 1 cone flashing. This will subtract 1 from this counter. And we don't necessarily want to do that. You do want to sub an RPM. You want to update the lights. You want to play the downshift. But this has to be protected with a conditional. And we just add that conditional in, and we'll call the other bit. So what are we going to say? We need to get that counter, which is this one. Now we got to do it like this though, because it's the values. And if it is greater than 1, then we're going to sub 1. If it is 1, we don't want to sub. So if it's only greater than, that should fix our problem. Let's see if it does that again. Bring up the play field, start it off, qualify to drive, and this was cone killer mode. Oh, did we die? Didn't like something. wonder if it's my syntax somewhere. Oh, did I have the wrong thing, or did I? No, it's this one. I'm so confused. Let's go look at the logs. Did it crash here? Look at that, we got a crash. Runtime exception. Those are not the fun ones to debug. Hurry up timer tech, previous error sync, and exception. Failed to parse template device dot counters. It doesn't like that inside of it. Why would it not like that inside of it? Now going to work in some other area. Did I copy and paste it wrong? I'm going for the flashing cones counter, right? Flashing cones counter. And I want it to be greater than 1. Does this get called? I should call it up here. It's funny. It shouldn't have even ever called it. If you look at the event log, right when it crashed, unfilter it, it died on a tick. Oh, let's see that tick. That subtracts it. Timer, go for hurry up timer. We're adding 1 to our timer. So anytime we hit, we add time to it. Whether it's 1 or 3 seconds to our timer. That shouldn't affect us though. It died back in the log on this. That's just really strange. I'm so confused. Let me try that again. All right, start the game. Hit the cones. Okay, hit the wrong cone. It moved it, but it's showing now, which is what we wanted. Okay. And if I miss one more, it stalls out, which is what we wanted. So I would say that one is fixed. That was really weird, that other error. It might have been the spaces here where it just didn't like it. All right, so we'll call that one fixed. Get my music playing, 1 sec. I like to listen to some blues music sometimes. Just some kind of music that gets me in the zone, so it helps me concentrate. All right. This was when you hit, it ends the mode. Okay. This was fixed, added protection for sub 1 from cone counter. All right. Right or rally shot called isn't registering. I don't know about that one. I think we just showed that it was. Now, it could be that the timing that it takes in the physical game is different than the timing that I've allowed inside of the config, or we've allowed. So I will go look at the called shot. All right, This was the right orbit, RO marked. And this is just updating the markings, but not on the hits. Let it be on the shot hits. Let's go find shots. And then we look for, we're not in training. That's the marker. At the hit events, RPM, shot. So let's look for that shot is defined right here, which is hits the spinner being active. I thought I was working on something else, but it may just be that. This is the shot, right? So if the spinner goes active, then I get an underscore hit. If I get hit while it's marked, then I will add 2K. Is he talking about rally called shot? Isn't registering. Let's check it out in the game. Okay. Start of the game. Launch the ball. Right orbit. Called shot. Just hit this spinner. I'll have to talk to him about that one, but it looks like it's working. It's just based on a spinner being active. Works in. Let's make sure we get the exact name of the switch. Spinner right, spinner active. All right, flash all inserts red. I'll do that later. That'll be a show. Set RPM at 3 after stall recovery. That's a good idea. Okay, so let's look at stall. Stall car. Set call enable, disable the flippers. Then you go and activate this. Then you recover the stall. And the last thing we want to do is set RPM 3K. I think this is a valid call. Boom. Yep. So that's all we have to do. Since that's the same value that we start when we hit the ball, I knew it existed, or when we launch a ball at ball start, set RPM to 3K. So I can just reuse that same code to make it work for stall recovery. Let's go look at it, make sure it works. All right, this one should stall. Did it stall? Really need to add that light show. I want to say it did. It could have been from a previous one, but I think it did. The recovery was to downshift and then start. Look at that. Went to 0. We're good. RPM 3. Problem solved. And we'll call that one fixed. and we'll end our session there. So there's some 35 minutes of walking through some code. We used one conditional. Hopefully that helps you guys out there. Good luck in your coding, guys.